Good afternoon, student. Today we are continuing our lecture number 20B. In previous lecture, that is in 20A, we are taking the two numericals depending upon synchronous speed and sleep. Now, going to the onward, we are taking our next session and taking numerical 3. So, numerical 3 is here. Numerical 3 is the lecture number 20B. Numerical 3 is the particular load is driven at about 700 rpm. Means here actual speed is given and it is a 700 rpm. What should be number of poles? Means we have to calculate P for a 3-phase induction motor. When now here two conditions are given. First one is if frequency is 60 Hz and second if frequency is 50 Hz. So in this case only speed is given and frequency is given. So calculate synchronous speed in case of a slip 4%. Means here we are writing a given data, means solution given data. Here n is equal to 700 rpm. Here n is given. Then percentage slip is given, means percentage slip is equal to 4 is equal to, then S will be 4 upon 100 is equal to 0.04. Means S is calculated in terms of fraction. We know that slip lies between 0 to 1 always. From the taught slip characteristics, it is clear that slip is lies between 0 to 1, and in this case slip is a 0.04. Now we are calculating number of poles, but here case is given to consider. This is the case 1, means frequency is 60 Hz, and case 2 frequency is 50 Hz. Now consider case 1. I repeat again, from the numericals, given data is written here. In given data, speed is 700 rpm, percentage slip is given and it is 4. So we calculated it in a fraction. Then S will be 4 upon 100 because here slip is given in a percentage, and it is determined by simplification 0.04. Because slip is lies in between 0 to 1 in case of an induction motor. We have to calculate the number of machine poles, but there are two cases are given. First one is the case 1, which case if frequency is 60 Hz. Frequency is 60 Hz. Now using the formula for synchronous speed, here in this case ns is equal to 120 f upon p. In this case ns and p are unknown, so we cannot use this types of formula, but one formula derived from the previous lecture, and which is n is ns in bracket 1 minus s, and it is derived earlier in the previous lecture. So here n is 700, ns is unknown, 1 minus 0.04, then ns will be 700 upon these all the parameters, means 1 minus 0.04 will be, here we are using scientific calculator also. Everybody can use the 82 ms or 92 ms, 921 ms calculator, and it is permissible in the exam also. So 700 divided by 1 minus 0.04, and it will be 729 0.16 rpm. Here we are calculating ns. Ns is 729.16 rpm. Also in numerical, calculate synchronous speed in case of a slip is a 4%. We are calculating synchronous speed here. Now by using the formula ns is equal to 120 f upon p, we know that in this numerator f stands for supply frequency and it is always given in hertz, and in this case frequency is 60 hertz. Here number of machines pole to be determined, and ns is already calculated here 729.16 rpm. So ns is 729.16 is equal to 120 into frequency how much, 60 hertz, divided by number of machine poles. Then p will be 120 into 60 divided by 729.16. Again by using scientific calculator, numerator in bracket 120 into 60 divided by 729.16, it will be p will be 9.8743, means it is equivalent to 10. Number of machine poles will be 10. It is the case 1 calculation. For case 1 frequency is given 60 hertz. Then we are calculating synchronous speed. It is ns is equal to 729.16 rpm. Student may write here 729 because speed never comes in a fraction, and by using ns and here we are using synchronous speed formula, and then by simplifying this and putting the values of frequency 60, ns is 729.16, we are calculating number of machine poles and it is 10. So here number of machine pole how much, here p is equal to 10 and ns is 729. Now consider frequency is 60 hertz, case 2. Again case 2 taken, frequency is now 50 hertz. By using actual speed formula and slip formula, n is equal to ns minus 1 minus s. N doesn't change here, only frequency changes. N is 70 rpm, ns into 1 minus 0.04. Slip is here constant in both the case. Here assumption should be made, slip should be constant. Then simplifying the expression, we are getting again synchronous speed 729.16 rpm. Now calculating number of machine poles, here frequency is 50 hertz. Then by simplifying this, frequency is 50 hertz, 120 into 50 divided by 729.16. Here answer is 8.2286. Answer is 8.2286, means it is equivalent to 8. Number of machine pole is here 8. Now written here solution. ns is 729.16 rpm. It is the first solution which is to be asked in the last line of the numerator. Then if frequency is 60 hertz, poles will be 10, and if frequency will be 50 hertz, poles will be 8. So it is the final solution of the given numerical. Student will try and write the numerical in the notebook and solve it again and again, so that the practice should be made here automatically. Take going to the next numerical. Now going to the numerical 4. Numerical 4 is slightly different from the previous 3 1. In these numerical, the slip and speed of motor is to be determined, but method should be slightly different. Going to the numerical 4 is a 4-pole induction motor is connected to 50 Hz AC supply. If the frequency of a rotor EMF is 3 Hz, then we have to find first one is a full load slip, means S is to be determined, and second one is the speed of a motor. To simplify this, first of all write here the given data in the numerical. Here solution is given data. Given data, here number of machine pole is given. First line 4 pole, speed is 4. Then frequency is given 50 Hz. Then here frequency of rotor EMF, means here Fr is given 3 Hz. It is the frequency of a rotor induced EMF, means Fr. And we have to calculate that S unknown and N is unknown. Here we know that under running condition, Fr is equal to Sf, means frequency of a rotor induced EMF is equal to product of slip and supply frequency. Then by simplifying this, S becomes Fr upon F. Here Fr is given 3 Hz and F is given 50 Hz. Fr is 3 upon 50. Then by simplifying this, we are getting 0.06. Then S is equal to 0.06. Now determine it in the percentage. Then percentage split will be 0.06 into 100. It will be 6. Then percentage S will be 6. It is our first solution, full load slip. Now speed of motor. Now determining speed of motor is simple. Ns is equal to 120 F upon P. Here F is supply frequency, means stator supply voltage frequency. P is the number of machine pole. Here F is given 50 Hz and number of machine pole is given 4. Then by simplifying the 120 into 50 divided by 4, it will be 4 into 1, 4 into 30 into 4, 120. 30 into 50 will be 1500 RPM. It is the value of Ns. Ns is 1500 RPM. Synchronous speed calculation is a compulsory here, because without synchronous speed we cannot calculate the actual speed, because formula is likewise N yes. N is unknown. N is equal to ns 1500 in bracket 1 minus how much? Slip is a fraction 0.06. Here slip is calculated 0.06. So by using scientific calculator, 1500 into 1 minus 0.06, and it will be 1410 rpm. Actual speed is 1410 rpm. So here writing solution again. Slip is 0.06 in a fraction. Percentage slip is 6. Then ns will be 1500 rpm, and by using ns we are calculated actual speed, and it is 1410 rpm. That's it. The given data, from the given data we are calculated here. Again I will explain the entire numerical from the given data, means by carefully reading the numericals. The given data first of all here writing. So first line means 4 pole is given, means number of machine pole means capital P is 4. Then induction motor is connected to 50 Hz. 50 Hz is the supply frequency. AC supply if the frequency of rotor EMF, means rotor EMF frequency is given here, and it is 3 Hz, means it is represented by the frequency of rotor induced EMF or rotor induced current, and it is 3 Hz. Now we have to calculate full load slip means yes, and speed of motor means actual speed of rotor means n. We know that under running condition, means under running condition frequency of rotor induced EMF is equal to slip product of a slip and the supply frequency, means Fr is equal to S into F. By adjusting or rearranging the terms, S will be Fr upon F. Here Fr is given 3 Hz, F is given 50 Hz, 3 upon 50, and it will be 0.06, but it is in the fraction. We are determining it in a percentage. Percentage how much? The fraction multiplied into 100, and it will be 6. So percentage will be the 6. Now second unknown parameter is the speed. For speed calculation, synchronous speed required compulsory calculation. Then we are calculating synchronous speed, and already in the conventional or in the previously we are calculating n is equal to 120 f upon p. Then by putting the value 120 into f is given 50 from the given data upon number of machine 4 is 4. By simplifying the synchronous speed will be 1500 rpm. Then going to calculation of the actual speed, n is equal to ns into in bracket 1 minus s. Here ns is 1500, 1 minus slip is 0.06. Here consider fractional value, and n becomes 1410 rpm. So this is the numerical. Students should be able each and every numerical summarize, categorize, and application of every formula whenever necessary. So here formula 1 is here 1 Fr is equal to Sf. From the given data, students should be practicing able to use and implement the accurate formula, so that the final answer will automatically should be calculated. Then for calculation of the actual speed, we know that ns is unknown here, so first of all ns is calculated and then simplify. So this kind of numerical is asked for 4 marks in the eligibility exam. Now going to numerical 5. Now going to numerical fifth. Numerical fifth is a different types and it is related to slip ring induction motor. We know that induction motor has two types. First one is a squirrel cage and second one is a slip ring induction motor. The main difference in both the motors is that it's a construction of a rotor. Squirrel cage induction motor consists of a squirrel cage rotor and its salient feature is that it is a permanently short circuited in the end rings and it cannot be accessible to the user. Also, we cannot be added external resistances in the rotor circuit in squirrel cage induction motor. We know that the torque equation is K S E2 square R2 divided by R2 square plus SX2 bracket square. This is the torque equation under running condition. In this case, N not equal to 0 and S not equal to 1 under running condition. But at a standstill condition, N is equal to 0 and slip is equal to 1. How much it is possible? We know that slip formula Ns minus N upon Ns at standstill. N is a 0. Then Ns minus 0 upon Ns, it will be 1. Then S will be 1. Means at a standstill, N is equal to 0 and S is equal to 1. Then by putting slip value 1 in the equation, above equation, we get starting torque expression is equal to K slip is a 1 into square R2 divided by R2 square plus X2 square. Now, observing carefully both the expression, we concluded that torque is directly proportional to R2 and here starting torque directly proportional to R2. Means for improvement machine torque, we can be use additional resistances. Means as the rotor resistance increases, under starting or under running, machine torque will be also increases. And this kind of provision is provided in only slip ring induction motor. So this is the summary of background for these numericals. Going to actual numerical. Here numerical is given a 6-pole 50 Hz 3-phase slip ring induction motor. Clearly mentioned that slip ring induction motor is here. Now written here given data one by one in a solution. First of all, written given data. Here number of machine pole is given, means number of P is given 6, frequency is given 50 Hz. Then slip ring induction motor is there, has a rotor resistance per phase. Here per phase, because rotor is a phase wound rotor is a distributed winding and has a 3-phase winding and it is always star connected. Per phase resistance is 0.08, means R2 is given 0.08 ohm per phase. And if the starting speed is 500, means N is given, N is 500 RPM. Calculate the additional resistance, means small r. Means we have to make a provision R2 plus R. R2 is a rotor resistance as per its technical specification and R is a external resistance to be added. R to be added in rotor circuit means we have to add external resistance and it is denoted by small r. So as to obtain maximum torque, means torque should be maximum. Here given data is given written here. Now for the given data, first of all we are calculating synchronous speed. Synchronous speed, we know that synchronous speed formula Ns is equal to 120 F upon P. Here Ns is equal to, from the given data, frequency is 50 Hz, number of machine poles because we have to calculate the slip, because by calculating additional resistances slip should be calculated. Then we are calculating slip, and slip formula we know that slip is equal to ns minus n upon ns. Here s is equal to ns is 1000 rpm. Now n is 500 rpm, it is a given, divided by 1000. Yes, will be how much? 1000 minus 500 means 500 upon 1000, and it is 0.5. So 0.5 is a slip value. is a slip value, and going to the, it is the value of a slip at a starting instant. It is the value of a starting slip. Now look to one sentence. Calculate the additional resistances to be added. Means rotor resistance we are adding at the starting moment in rotor circuit so as to obtain maximum torque. Means we have to obtain the maximum torque during the starting instant, and we know that from the theory it is clear that of this is the value slip is equal to 0.5. We assume this is the maximum slip. We know that S is equal to Sm is equal to 0.5, because maximum slip is the slip at which maximum torque is produces. It is the value of a maximum slip and at which the torque becomes produces. From the torque slip characteristics we know that it is the value of a Tmax and it is the corresponding value of a maximum slip. It is the value of a maximum slip at which machine produces maximum torque. Means we know that Sm is equal to R2 upon X2. Means whenever R2 and X2 means rotor resistance and rotor reactance becomes equal, then and then slip will be maximum. Here Sm is 0.5 is equal to R2 is 0.8, so 0.08 and X2. So X2 will be X2 is equal to 0.08 divided by 0.5. By simplifying this, 0.08 divided by 0.5 and X2 is a 0.16 ohm per phase. X2 is a 0.16 ohm per phase. We know that condition for maximum slip is R2 is equal to X2, and in this case X2 is a 0.16 ohm per phase. 0.16 ohm per phase. But here we are adding resistances in the rotor circuit, means it will be R2 plus R is equal to, now directly taking this value 0.16 ohm per phase. We know that R2 plus R is equal to X2 is equal to 0.16. Rotor reactance is calculated here. Then by taking this also, R2 plus R is equal to 0.16. R2 is given, R2 is 0.08, 0.08 plus R is equal to 0.16. R will be 0.16 minus 0.08. I rearrange the term. 0.08 left side quantity will going to right side and it will be minus. So here already 0.16 is present. 0.16 minus 0.08 and R is 0.08 ohm per phase. It is the value of rotor resistance, additional rotor resistance means it is now 0.08 ohm per phase. It is the value of additional rotor resistance. It is the value of additional rotor resistance in the rotor circuit so as to obtain maximum torque, because here we are considering maximum value of the slip and it is a formula R2 upon X2, but ISM is a assume 0.5, R2 is a given 0.08 and X2 is unknown. By simplifying this, X2 here coming to left side and 0. coming to X2 place means 0.08 upon 0.5 and it will be 0.16. But we know that for maximum condition for maximum torque is whenever R2 is equal to X2, then slip become maximum means R2 is equal to X2 and here X2 calculated 0.16 means here R2 plus R, because we know that R2 is 0.08, X2 is already 0.16. So from this we are calculating the small value of additional resistances and it is R2 plus R is equal to 0.16. 0.08 plus small r means additional resistance which is to be calculated is equal to 0.16 and finally we are getting value of rotor resistances which should be added externally and it is 0.16 minus 0.08 and it is 0.08 ohm per phase. So it is the slip ring induction motor category numericals, and going to the next numerical, it is also similar type but slightly different. Calculation is different but method is the same. We see later on expression numerical number 6. Now going to the sixth numerical. Sixth numerical is a slightly different from previous one, but here also it is related to slip ring induction motor because we have to calculate additional resistance in the rotor circuit and its value. So directly we are starting numerical. First of all, whenever the numerical appears in the question paper or in the examination, and first care it should be taken that student must read carefully and note down the given data so that the effective implementation of a formula can be chosen by the student in the very best way, and it is a best practice whenever we follow the numerical practices. So here a rotor resistance and reactance of a 3-phase 4-pole 50 Hz star connected induction motor are 0.024 and 0.12 ohm respectively on per phase basis. Here this sentence is too long, but we are analyzed carefully and note down the values are given. Here given that number of machine pole is 4, frequency is 50 Hz. So in a solution given data is number of machine pole means P is given 4, frequency is given 50 hertz, and start connection is given. Induction motor are 0.024 and 0.12, means rotor resistance 0.024 ohm per phase and reactance 0.12. The sequence is maintained constant and note down the value. Means here R2 is given as 0.024 ohm per phase and X2 is given as 0.12 ohm per phase, and these values are per phase basis. Then we have to calculate speed at which maximum torque produces. Means we have to calculate N, and external resistances required to be added in the rotor circuit to get 75%. It is the condition here given in this numerator of the maximum torque at starting condition. Means induction motor, means it is a slip ring induction motor, and its starting torque is 75% of maximum torque. Here condition is given, so that we have calculated R at its value. Here we are starting again. First of all, calculated synchronous speed ns is equal to 120 f upon p. Here f is supply frequency, p is the number of machine poles, ns is equal to 120 into frequency is given already. Frequency is 50 Hz and the number of machine poles is 4. Means f 120 into 50 divided by 4, and here by simplifying this 4 into 1, 30 into 4, 120, 30 into 50, ns is now 1500 rpm. Then we have to calculate actual speed, but actual speed is related to slip. Here we calculated slip. Slip is here R2 upon X2. Here R2 is a 0.024 ohm per phase, X2 is a 0.12, then R2 is a 0.024 divided by X2 is a 0.12. By simplifying this, by using scientific calculator, we get the value 0.024 divided by 0.12. We are getting value of slip is 0.2. It is value of slip corresponding to starting instant, and it is not in a percentage. We may write it in a percentage by multiplying it in a by 100, and it may be 20. But fractional slip is always in between 0 to 1 also, because it is the standard domain of induction motor during forward motoring. By using ns and s formula, we may calculate actual speed. N is equal to ns in bracket 1 minus s. N is unknown quantity. ns is 1500 rpm. 1 minus, and here slip is 0.2. Then by simplifying this, 1500 in bracket 0.8. 1500 into 0.8, it is a 1200 rpm. Here is a 1200 rpm. Here up to this we are calculated the general parameters like the synchronous speed, slip, and actual speed. Now here 75% is given, that is external resistance required to be added in the circuit to get 75% of the maximum torque at starting condition. Means in a different torque ratio, we are already seeing the starting torque to maximum torque and condition for maximum torque. Various torque expression and its ratio are already seen. So here we know that we know that starting torque to maximum torque is equal to twice Sm divided by 1 plus Sm square. It is the value of torque ratio which is earlier we are derived from the different torque ratios. Now here starting torque to maximum torque, this ratio is given as a 75%, means it is recorded as 75 upon 100 is equal to, and in this case we are assume that this slip is a starting instant, means at a starting moment, hence it is a S is equal to Sm is equal to 0.2. So write down the formula here, twice into 0.2 divided by 1 plus 0.2 square. Here by simplifying this, 3 upon 4 is equal to 2 into 0.2, or by simplifying this we are simply determining this way, or we are also written here twice Sm 1 plus Sm square. Here by simplifying this, 3 upon 4 is equal to twice Sm divided by 1 plus Sm square. Now by simplifying this, 3 cross multiplication, 3 into in bracket how much, twice Sm, 1 minute, is equal to 3 into 1 plus Sm, by cross multiplication, 3 into in bracket 1 plus Sm square equal to 4 into 2 means 8 Sm. Here 3 plus 3 Sm square is equal to 8 Sm. By rearranging the term, we are getting 3 Sm square plus, here blackboard is slightly rough, so we are writing here down thrice Sm square plus minus 8 Sm plus 3 equal to 0. So it is the quadratic equation of the type ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and we know that the quadratic equation having these types are finding roots of that equation. Roots are x is equal to minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac divided by twice a. So this is the formula for finding the quadratic equation having arbitrary constant like a, b, c, and it is calculated by using this formula. Now in this case, x is a Sm, means unknown quantity means roots are Sm, and by comparing this we are getting value of a value a is equal to 3, b is equal to minus 8, and c is equal to 3. By simplifying this, again here we are writing directly in this formula, x replaced by Sm is equal to minus b, which is a b is a 8, b is minus 8, minus minus 8 plus minus in bracket Sm is equal to minus b minus 8 plus minus underscore root b square means minus 8 square minus 4ac 4 into a value is 3 into c is also 3 divided by twice a means twice into 3. Here by simplifying this Sm is equal to 8 plus minus underscore root 64 minus 4 into 3 12 12 into 3 36 minus 36 divided by 6. Now by again simplifying this Sm is equal to minus 8 plus minus 8 plus minus because here minus minus become plus 8 plus minus underscore root 64 minus 36 is 28 divided by 6. Now we have to simplify in Sm has two possible chances by simplifying this. First one is Sm is 8 plus underscore root 28 divided by 6 and second is Sm is equal to 8 minus 28 divided by 6 because here plus and minus signs are given means it has two roots. By simplifying this by using scientific calculator 8 plus underscore root value 28 is equal to 5.29 divided by 6. Here Sm is equal to 8 minus underscore root 28 value 5.29 divided by 6. Again 13.59 because 8 plus 5 13 13.29 divided by 6. Here 8 minus 5.29 is 2.71 divided by 6 is equal to 0.45 means here Sm is 0.45. First root is given and here 13.59 divided by 6 is 2.265 Sm. But we know that slip of induction motor is lying between 0 to 1 always. So in this case, this value cannot be predicted, this value cannot be applicable. Hence, we consider only Sm is equal to 0.45. Now, means slip maximum slip is a 0.45 is the correct value. Means it is the correct value. It is the correct value. Okay. Now, assume that let small r is the value of additional rotor resistance which is to be added in the rotor circuit to get starting torque to maximum torque ratio becomes 75%. And here we are also write down condition for maximum slip. We know that Sm is equal to R2 plus X2. But here now what happened? R2 is the rotor resistance as per the technical specification and R is the external resistance. condition for maximum slip, R2 is equal to X2. Here R2 plus R is equal to X2 is equal to, and it is the value of maximum slip 0.45. It is the value 0.45, or here X2 already here given in numerical, X2 is 0.12, means here R2 plus R is equal to 0.45, and already here we are getting rotor resistance value 0.24 plus R is equal to 0.5. By simplifying this, R is equal to 0.45 minus this term becomes going to left side, right side, and it becomes minus 0.024. By simplifying this, 0.024 minus 0.45 minus 0.024, and it is R is 0.426 ohm per phase, means the value is additional resistance value is 0.426 ohm per phase. Once again we are taking revision, because here we are calculated the first of all we are calculated synchronous speed, and it is 1500 by using formula ns is equal to 120 f upon p. Then we are calculated actual speed. For actual speed we require slip. Slip is calculated by r2 upon x2, and it is at that time it is appears 0.2 slip at the starting moment. R2 is equal to R2 upon x2, and it is 0.2. Then we are calculating actual speed, and it is how much? It is 0.2. Then we are calculating actual speed, and it is 1200 rpm. Then we are calculated slip 0.5, and consider it is the maximum value at which the maximum torque produces. Then by using torque formula is torque ratio formula is starting torque to maximum torque. Here starting torque to maximum torque ratio is given in 75%, and this ratio is previously we are calculated it is 2 Sm upon 1 plus Sm square. Here 75% is given, means 75 upon 100 is equal to 2 Sm upon 1 plus Sm square. We are getting quadratic equation in the form of arbitrary constant a, b, c, and from this we are finding the roots finding equation is here, and then we are getting the value of roots in two way. Here Sm is equal to 2.265, but slip never slip always in the domain of 0 to 1. Hence second root is 0.45, means it is the correct value. This one is the correct value, but it is not applicable for induction motor, because induction motor in a power motoring always operating in the slip region 0 to 1 only. So here 0.45 is the correct value, and we know that the condition for maximum slip Sm is equal to R2 upon x2, means whenever R2 and x2 equal, slip becomes maximum, means here Sm is equal to R2 plus upon x2, means R by comparing this R2 plus R is equal to x2 is equal to 0.45, because 0.45 is the value which is calculated earlierly here. And then by simplifying this we are getting the additional resistances in the rotor circuit, and which 75% torque, 75% of the maximum torque obtained at the starting moment. So this kind of numerical is also very useful, and it is a slightly time consuming, so that students should be practicing more and more and revise the formulae, revise the practice time to time, so that the time required for the solve the numerical is very predictable and very minimizes the time consumption. So it is up to this we are seeing each and every content on the numericals in the unit number 1. Students should